Keep cruising here. So find the sum of the first 50 terms of each of the following. So you got to know whether they're arithmetic or geometric before you continue. So this one right here, the sum of the first 50. So they're all 50 here. Okay, so sum of the first 50. Since I have a d value and I have a first term, I got basically everything I need. And I know, I mean, boom, right there. That means arithmetic. Common difference is arithmetic. So 50 divided by 2. I take 2 times my first term, I add to that n minus 1, so that would be the 49, and then I would multiply by my d value of 3.5, and I would go through that, and I would get my answer. So basically, firing this into our handy-dandy calculator here, we got ourselves 49 times plus 16 equals that multiplied by, what is that, 25? And I got 4687.5. 4687.5. All right, moving along here to the other problem 16, we can hopefully see that what am I doing? I'm not adding, but I'm multiplying by 1/2 and actually negative 1/2 every single time. So this one you got to be careful because when you put it in your calculator, you got that negative 1/2 for R value. I would highly suggest that you guys really focus in. This is a #1 mistake for kids is how they plug this into their calculator. So the sum of the first 50, that formula that we have, starts with the first term, so negative 100, and it multiplies by that big old fraction, but it's 1 minus r to the nth. So you got to put negative 1/2 in parentheses, and you got to raise it to the 50th power. And then in the bottom we have 1 minus a negative 1/2. Okay, so now very carefully, the big difference here, I need you to notice the top and the bottom here are totally different. This bottom will absolutely turn into plus a positive because we have minus negative 1/2, so that becomes plus a positive. But the reason it does is there's nothing up here. Okay, so basically when kids try to do this problem, they do the same thing on the top. They're like, oh, minus a negative becomes plus. No, because this is what you would do first. You would do negative 1/2 to the 50th power first with order of operations. Well, that's going to turn into a positive number, and then you'll have 1 minus a positive number. So you got to be very careful how you think through this problem if you're not just firing it all in one step. Again, I won't lie, you have that at your disposal. You can just put it in as 1. Let me start over here. Okay, you can just put that entire numerator in like we've been doing. So 1 minus, and then just do control divide, slap that in parentheses. Whoops. Should probably do the parentheses first. So slap that into parentheses, control divide, and then you can put your negative 1/2 in there. You won't screw it up this way. Okay, you'll be good the whole time. So then you have it to the 50th power, raised to the 50th power, and then on the denominator you'll have 1, and then I'm just going to put it in the way the problem is because I know a lot of you will do this, so just to make sure you see how this works, and then you put in negative 1. Let's hit control, so negative 1/2. Okay, and then I got to go back to the beginning. I did notice I never put in the negative 100 times that. So just take a look here, look at what you got, and make sure that's going in the correct way, and we have that number. So if we're adding 50 together here, it's a really goofy number here, and let's just see what that comes out to. Hold on, I'm going to highlight it hopefully here. Second answer, control answer, I don't know what it's doing. Oh, I gotta go down here. Control answer, and then control enter, and then they'll give me that. So this is coming out to, you know, approximately, because we're rounding, negative 66 2/3 when we add all those together. All right, so here we go. This one right here, the only way you're going to screw this one up, possibly kids, is the number of terms. So remember, the number of terms, like we've said in a few of these problems, Okay, number of terms is the difference. So 311 minus 138. If I'm starting at the number 138 and I'm counting 138, 139, 140, I'm going to stop at 311. So I take the difference, but I must add 1. Once again, if you're counting from 4 to 6, the difference of those terms is 2, but you have to add 1. There's actually 3 terms there. So you always add 1. All right, so here we are. We got ourselves a little 311. I don't know why I keep covering up my problems. And then we're going to take away 138. And then we're going to add 1. So we got ourselves 174 terms. But this is the beauty of it. S sub 174 is equal to 174 over 2. And then that second arithmetic formula, because that's what this is, adding 1 every single time, literally you just have to take the 2 numbers they give you, 138 plus 311. And again, how? What do you mean? Well, this is the first term, that's the last term. That's exactly what the formula is asking for, the first term and the last term. So this is actually the 174th term in the sequence, but its value is 311. All right, so let's see what that comes out to. We got 138 plus 311. Could probably do that one in my head, but I'm a little scared on the video to make a mistake. Times 174 equals that, and when we divide by 2, it looks like my sum comes out to 39063. There we are. All right, next one. A little wrinkle. So basically, how many terms do you have? Well, if we just kind of went through the motions and we're like, oh, Paul said number of terms, let's do 85 minus 20 plus 1. Well, that's 65 plus 1, that's 66. And I go do my formula and I say sum of the first 66. But this time, I'm going to say 33. And the reason is we're not adding all the integers together, just the even ones. So here we go, little wrinkle, little trick, hoping you could pick up and figure that out. But the first term is 20, and the actual last term you would be adding together would be 84, because we wouldn't add up 85. All right, so we have 104 divided by 2, which would be obviously 52. Wait, what did I say? 104 divided by 2, so 52. So we got 52 divided by 2, which is, wait, I already divided by 2. Now I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, back it up. Don't make fun of me, my students. 104 divided by 2 is 52, and then we need to multiply that by 33. There, found my bearings, and 1716. So this comes out to 1716 there. Okay, moving right along. Let's do 19, and then I'll cut this video. How many terms of the arithmetic sequence, 1, 3, 5, 7, will give a sum of 961? Well, it's a little different now. This is arithmetic. This is clearly a D value of 2, correct? So we have our arithmetic, which would mean, our summation formula, which would mean sum of first n equals n over 2. Hopefully you're memorizing these formulas because it's fun to do so. Plus n minus 1 times d. Well, here's the deal. We got some different info there. We know this comes out to 961. Okay, we know the whole answer comes out to 961. N would be n because that's literally what they're asking, so n over 2. And then 2 times the first term. Well, the first time is 1, so I'm just going to throw a 2 in there. I'm going to add n minus 1. We do not know what n is. That's the kicker. And we do know the d value is 2. All right, so just we have one variable in here. That's it. So if we cruise this through, we got 961 equals n over 2 times 2 plus, distribute this through, 2n minus 2. Alrighty, and then it looks like the 2 and the negative 2 are basically going to cancel. So we're going to have 961 equals, it looks like n over 2 times 2n, that would just be like 2n squared over 2, right? Looks like that's right. So we got here and here, so we got n squared equals 961. So when we take the square root of both sides, if that's not one that's popping into your mind, control divided by, control square root of 961. So we actually have plus or minus 31, which I'm obviously not going to put the negative on there because that makes no sense to have negative 31 terms. So 31 would be the answer.